Amethyst Girl. This is Tanya Singh, and today's topic is how to care less. Now, this is a topic which is not very specific in regards to some aspect. It's a very general topic. We all give so much of our energy to different kinds of things and different kinds of situations and different kinds of people in our life. So, it's a very general topic to how basically not care to the point that we start stressing about it. So before we get started, I would like to tell you that if you enjoy this video, please like, share, comment and subscribe, and without any delay, let's just get started. So the first point is stay in the present moment. We have a tendency to just drift in the past moments, drift in the thoughts of the future, like what is next? We have zero level of patience sometimes. It's just so important to be mindful where you are, because a lot of times we mess up with our life, we mess up with the present moment is because we are not aware, we are not mindful of where we are. So that's the reason why I tell you to meditate, because a lot of times meditation gives you so many answers. Because I was so anxious always, I wanted to know about everything. I wanted to know about what was next. I wanted to know why things happened in a certain way. I was always anxious, I'll tell you. When I started meditating, it was like I stopped literally looking for answers outside. The external world really did not matter to me. It was more of an internal thing. It was like my space, my life, my internal space is more important than the external world. And a lot of times I went on searching for answers outside. I wanted to know it from other people. Sometimes we are not able to be in the present moment because we are so much fearful. And I completely agree with this. For example, if you are having a certain moment, maybe you're on a trip with somebody, or maybe you are somewhere that you really love to be, or maybe you are with a specific person that you always enjoy with, and you always have that fear, this time is going to pass, this person is going to drift away from my life, things are going to come to an end, and that scares us, right? I remember I always used to do this. I would think about how bad would the time be when that person would leave, or how bad the time would be when this party would end, or maybe this trip would end, or sometimes this situation would end. Then it was like a tower moment in my life, like universe literally pushed the tower moment and I had no option. I had to mend my ways, I had to change my story, and yes, I did it. It's kind of so important to enjoy the time that we have right now, because of course time stops for nobody. But the thing is how you take that time to make it even more beautiful. How productive can you make it? Sometimes you have a function, sometimes you have somebody's wedding, sometimes you have some certain occasion, and you're like, I am going to enjoy at that point of time. I am going to do this at that point of time. But what are you doing right now? We are just wasting our time thinking about that certain scenario, that certain situation that is going to arrive in the future. Enjoy wherever you are, smile, just smile, because your life is beautiful. We have so many tensions, we have so much of stress regarding certain situations in our life, and we get hold of it so much easily. It's not even that important. Is it that important? I have started seeing it as, if it doesn't matter in 5 years from now, why to even worry about it? Some situations are out of our control. So if you keep reminiscing about your past, or if you keep thinking about what is going to come next, you will forget about living in the present. It's like, if I'm reading a book, I'm completely 100% into that book. If I'm listening to a song, I'm completely indulged in that. If I'm doing some or the other thing, I make sure I indulged in that completely. If not, it doesn't really make sense. Sometimes when I feel that I can't do it more, sometimes when I think I feel drained, I just go on and take rest. Rest is important, right? Your body needs to function well, and for that reason you need to take rest from time to time. You have to be kind to yourself, because the world is obviously not going to be that kind to you. It's also important to know your limits. Sometimes we keep pushing ourselves to do more, because somebody else is working hard, because somebody else is doing more or achieving more in life. We keep pushing ourselves, I have to be on that page, I have to be on that level. it's not important. Just focus on your body. If you feel that you need that rest and rejuvenation, go on, do that. I take so much of rest. I sleep for hours. I'll tell you. I sleep late, but I sleep a lot, and it's okay because I think I need rest a lot of times. Sometimes I think too much and I'm like, chalo sote hain. So it's important, like, don't forget to take rest from time to time, because it's not unhealthy, it's actually healthy for you. You will be more productive and you'll be more thoughtful when you take rest. Just think about the time that you wake up in the morning, or sometimes like you wake up from sleep and all of a sudden you feel all that energy and you feel that I can do anything in this world. That's the kind of energy that you need sometimes. It's important for you to take rest and rejuvenate, because ultimately that is going to make you even more productive. The second point is learn to say no. The word no sometimes feels like a confrontation that threatens the bond that you have with somebody. So I was a kind of person, I felt like when I would say no to somebody, it meant that I was being unkind, I was being mean, I was being arrogant, which is not correct, right? You don't have to keep saying yes to everything that comes your way. You have to be on the driver's seat of your own life. If you don't say no to people, places, or things that you really don't want to indulge with or indulge in, you start draining your own energy. You start feeling aggressive, you start feeling stressed, you don't know what's going on, why you feel so drained, but that's because you keep saying yes to everything that comes your way. And that's when people take you for granted. I swear, people take you for granted. This has happened with me so many times. I kept saying yes to everything that came my way, and I was like, fuck dude, I'm not really liking it, I feel like I'm getting so drained energetically. So recently I've become more peaceful, being at home and doing my own thing. It's like I don't really like indulging in so much of partying and going outside. It just feels like draining my energy. It's like when I don't want to do something, I don't really push myself to do that. It's like I have become that introvert sort of a person. Like, I really like my own space, I really like doing my own thing, I really enjoy the time that I spent with myself and with my family. And this is not out of being rude or being over proud of who I am. It's because I have handled so much of shit. It's like I love my own space, my own happiness, my own time, rather than investing in something that is not going to be fruitful in future. It's just straight up to the point. Is it going to matter so much? Is it good enough for me? This was so important for me because I was doing so much for everyone. I was wasting so much of my efforts and my time and my love for people that I stopped giving myself. I stopped looking at what I really had in me. I never really looked at how I really felt about my own self. So I don't want to do something is not an excuse. It's more like if you would have said, I can't do it, that would have sounded like an excuse. Earlier how I was, if somebody would invite me to their party, I would just call them up and say that, I can't come to your party because my mom is not allowing me. And my mom would look at me like this, really? And my mom would always tell me, go out, have some fun time, chill a little bit. So now the scenario has completely changed. If I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. That's it. Straight up on your face. I'm not going to be mean, but straight up on point. The people who love you, the people who really want to be with you, will always understand you, and the people who are not meant to be with you, not meant for you, they will eventually drift away from your life. I really love those kinds of people who straight up say no for things that they don't really want to indulge in. It's so attractive, than a person who keeps on saying yes for everything, because you're taken for granted by people, and that's not attractive. People will say that, this person is so kind and this and that, but eventually you get used by people. No is such a small word, but it will allow you to understand that you have so much of control on your own life. When I don't want to go somewhere, I will say straight up no. If I don't want to be with someone, I will straight up say no. If I don't want to do something that people are forcing me to be in, I will straight up say no. That makes you feel that you have so much of control on your own life. Things are happening at your own pace. It's important to say no because it will allow you to be stress free and be away from any kind of drama in your life. The third point is no looking for permission. A lot of times the decisions that we make in our life allow others to judge us, allow others to tell us that, we are completely on a wrong path. We are completely on a wrong journey. I mean, who are others to judge you? Just because you do not choose mediocrity, that does not mean that your dreams are not right. That does not mean that your dreams are not going to be fulfilled. If you feel that you do not want to settle somewhere, that you don't feel your soul is calling you to, why to choose that path? People often feel scared or nervous by the things that they feel are risky in their life. So if something is risky in your life, it will eventually allow somebody else to come and pinpoint on you and say that, that is not going to get fulfilled. That has a lot of struggle. See, everything has struggle. Every person has to go through a phase of struggle. It's not going to be always bright and sunny. It's not going to be always happy times. It's going to be a lot of stressful situations. But the thing is how you really want your life to be. That's important. That's the reason I say that, you must follow your gut feeling, because your gut feeling will never lie. Listening to so many others and muting the sound that you have inside you is the worst thing that you can do for yourself. Is the worst thing, I'll tell you. So it's important for you to just focus on what you feel is correct for you. What calls your soul? What makes you happy? Even if you feel trapped these days, even if you feel that, you have nothing to really rely upon during this pandemic and things that are happening around, I know how it feels when you feel that you cannot rely on something, that you feel that, your path is kind of blocked. So it's important for you to be just patient with yourself, to patient with your time. So, when the situation has to be okay, it will be okay. You don't have to stress about it. I would stress about it a lot of times. When things will be okay, when will I go back, or when will I start working, or something like that. I don't have it in my hand. Neither you have it in your hand. So let's just start focusing on what can make you happy. Let's just start focusing on where we can put our energy to make ourselves feel happy, to make ourselves feel fulfilled. So sometimes people have that tendency to, forcibly just kind of give you suggestions. And not suggestions actually, suggestions are very positive. I'm open to suggestions and I really love suggestions. But sometimes it's like people force you to follow a certain direction. The reason I never really invested my time in it is because I never was interested. If I feel that I have that urge to do something, I will go for it. But if I feel that my soul is not calling for that thing, I'm not going to take that step. That's how it is. Because I am a kind of person, I can't be forced to do something. I can't. I'm not that kind of a person. I know how to build my life on sturdy foundations. A lot of times, like, you'll have calls from your relatives or you'll have calls from your friends, like, how is life going? What is happening in your life? How will you do so and so thing? Dude, it's my life, I'm gonna do it anyway. Sometimes people are concerned about you, but sometimes people push you to that limit, where you kind of break down, or where you feel so stressed about your life. And I've really come out of that zone. I am literally so happy about my life. I'm like, there is nothing that I'm going to feel stressed about so much. Sometimes people genuinely want you to be into that stressful situation, and they are not happy with the idea that you are happy with your life. I have faced this, people call me and tell me, it's going to take 6 months for everything to be okay. It's going to take a year. It's going to take 2 years. I'm okay with that, dude. My family is not getting pressurized. I am not pressurized. Why the hell are you getting bothered to that extent, man? It's crazy how people want you to be in that suffering mode. And when you come out being happy and cheerful about your life, it disturbs them. When you're cheerful, when you're peaceful, when you're enjoying your life, those kinds of saddest kind of people will, feel not okay about it. They'll make all attempts to create a little bit of stress around you, because their own life is a mess. And mainly that was the reason why I was like, I wanted to learn all of this because I would get triggered by every little thing that people had to say. And that's the reason when I would talk to somebody, I would tell my father, I'm not going to talk to this person ever. I'm not going to talk to that person ever. And my father would really get worried about me, because he was like, you have to be social. You have to be social. You live in a society. You have to talk to people. And I was like, I'm going to take my own time. And some of those people would not intentionally do that, but it would trigger the hell out of me. When these days people call me and want to knowingly trigger me, I don't really get triggered because I'm on that chill mode. I'm more into that state of calmness. It's like sometimes I answer back, or maybe sometimes I'm like, chill bro, I'm not gonna deal with that shit anyway. So it's like I don't even care about what people are saying. It's like I have literally muted all the screens and I don't listen to anyone because I'm so happy on my own. Your inner self has a lot of wisdom. Give yourself that space, give yourself that quiet time. The last point is, do what makes you happy. The thing is that the society that you grew up in had certain ideas of what happiness really looks like. These ideas were grasped by you subconsciously even before you started understanding shapes and sizes and numbers and colors and whatnot. So we all have certain ideas of what happiness really looks like, and that is given by the society that we were brought up in. For example, I will be happy when I have more money. I will be happy when I'll be successful. I will be happy when I have my significant other. These are different kinds of ideas that we have about happiness. You will start getting depressed and stressed and whatnot, I'll tell you. I also had these kinds of beliefs. For the things that I have right now in my life, I would always say that, I'll be happy when I have that thing. I'll be happy when I have that person in my life. I'll be happy when this happens in my life. These kinds of thoughts were always there. Sometimes when I feel stress, it's like, is this thing making me happy really? No. So when you were a kid and you wanted a certain toy and you would tell your mother that I will not ever crave for any other toy in my life, I just want this one toy and I'll be more than happy. Were you really happy after buying that toy? I mean, it lasts for maybe few days and months, and then that's over, that's gone. That's probably lying on your shelf, maybe it's thrown somewhere. You don't even bother to see it. So that phase never really comes. When I will be settled, when I'll have kids, or when I'll have my dream car, or when I'll have my dream house. It never really happens that you are completely happy every time. And maybe sometimes these things do make us happy. A perfect relationship does give you that happiness. A perfect lifestyle does give you that happiness, but not for that long. What happens when that person or that job or that lifestyle or something that you're really fond of leaves your life? You get shattered, right? Don't build your happiness on somebody or something or someone or some kind of situation. When that particular someone or something or situation leaves your life, it will be so painful, I'll tell you. Find your own happiness. Find your own happiness. And who is that happiness? You are your own happiness. First of all, you should make yourself feel more happy. Talk to yourself. What are the things that you really enjoy doing? Take notes of things that you really enjoy doing. For me, I'll tell you, I enjoy my cup of tea the most, and that's the reason I mention this point in all of my videos, because I feel so happy when I have my cup of tea near me and I'm like, I love this. Sometimes I'm sitting in my balcony and it's so relaxing, it's so happy, it's so peaceful, and I'm like, my life is peaceful, man. I don't really need anything else more than being peaceful right now. Few other things, maybe sometimes I like reading, sometimes I like watching some videos, sometimes I really enjoy dancing, sometimes I really enjoy making scripts. There are so many things that you do every day and you feel happy about, but you don't count your blessings. You don't count those things. Make yourself know that this is what I love doing. Even if it is a small thing, I really love doing. Maybe I love cooking. Make yourself known that this is what I really love doing. This is what I enjoy. This is what makes me happy. and kind of like place it in front of your bed or somewhere that you can see every morning. Or maybe something that is not right now, maybe something that you want to come to reality. Maybe you want to get admission in a certain college, maybe you want to be with somebody, maybe you want a specific car, maybe you want a particular house, or maybe you have a dream to work in certain company. Paste a picture of that company, that person, whatever gives you that little bit of happiness, or maybe it's your dream. Paste it in front of your bed or wherever you can see. You will feel so happy when that's the first thing that you see in the morning, and that's so positive. That's the reason why vision boards work so much on point. And what a vision board is, it's basically a board that has everything that you want to achieve in life. Maybe it's a person, maybe it's a job, maybe it's whatever. You can just like be very, very specific, or you can be very, very general about it, and place all those things in a board, beautifully decorated, or maybe just like normally, whatever your creativity level is, and place it in front of you or wherever you sit the most. It does work out, it gives you that happiness, and it does give you that relaxation, and it makes you feel focused and stay focused on your goals. Like I have 4 vision boards, maybe 5 vision boards. Yeah, I have 5 vision boards, like everything that I want to achieve in life. It's a picture of everything that I really want in life. I wish I could show you. I will show it to you when it gets fulfilled. So, earlier when I used to wake up, I used to have such a negative approach to my life. I would just wake up and say, "Fir se within," and I would get so horrified by the idea of again having another day and trying to spend my another day positively. But the start that I used to have early in the morning would shape my whole day in such a negative manner. I started being more positive when I woke up. I started saying positive affirmations, and I started having a positive approach to my life. And then I started being more happy, and I started caring less about the external world, and I started to focus on myself even more. So all these points that I mentioned were basically on my own experience. So that's how I started caring less about everything in my life. So start following all these 4 points and you will see changes happening in your life. You will not be caring so much about the external world. I mean, the first priority will be you, yourself, and your inner world. That's it. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys soon.